All right, and here is Luka's portion of our Lowe's field trip. So I'm going to go through all of the same spaces that we went with Ella, so that you can have a side-by-side comparison. So here's Jason again, our friend. He immediately turns around and checks in with me, which I was so impressed by. And then he blows me away by just coming straight up to Jason, a man he's never met, sniffs him, comes back and checks in with me. No barking and no boofing. I was so impressed with him. And then he immediately will take food from Jason, and he's totally fine. And I was so impressed with him for that, because we could not have gotten this calm of a reaction from him a week ago. So I'm so impressed with how far he's come in this respect. We ended up coming back out because he did have to go potty, and then he decided to offer up some bravery by stepping on these. So I decided to ride that high out with him and continue to work on confidence by just stepping up on these things. And rewarding him for doing that. And I was so impressed. Here he was a little scared. There's no better word for it. So this is a radio that is having a commentary podcast going on right now. And it's spooking him because he knows it sounds like a person, but he doesn't see the body. So it's spooking him by that. So I had thrown food down, seeing if he would get closer, and he just wouldn't. So we are slowly working our way up to it. He shakes it off from being scared from the initial sounds, and then he goes in quickly to get the food, which is showing some confidence, but he is scared. As you can tell, he's very disjointed and quick. But as soon as he does that, I take him away, letting him know that we're done messing with that. But I was so impressed with how he would still do that. Now our friend Andrea is in today, and she was stocking things and had the box, and he was spooked by the box, not Andrea. So I asked her to come back and to jiggle the box, make some noise with it, and he gets spooked. Now again, this is not him being spooked by Andrea, it is the box itself. So we are going to use this as a confidence building exercise in just a moment. So what I'm doing is box feeding him here, similar to what I did in earlier videos with confidence building in the house, but now we're doing it outside of the house in a more high stakes distraction area. And what Andrea is doing is she is tapping the box and moving it slightly. Again, you're going to see him freeze up a little bit, but still go for the food. That's what I want. This is building his confidence in uneven surfaces, some startling noises that he can't see. So every time he darts out, I'm throwing food back in there so that he goes back in. I let him backpedal and go back in, but then I'm throwing food back in there again to desensitize him to the box moving and everything. And this will build up his confidence in ways that we wouldn't even understand or see had we not done that. So directly after that, we are back at the front of the store where we were with Ella, and I'm just using this as a chance to get him to hold a down. I want him to sort of calm down, get back to a neutral state, because he was a little jostled by that. So I wanted him to calm down so that we could finish our walk through the store. And he keeps popping up off of this down because he can see where my treat pouch is. So he keeps wanting to go for the food. So I'm just constantly putting him back into a down and asking him to hold that, which he does do. It's just he is very excited and very food motivated. So him popping up is more handler error on my part, just because he knows where the snacks are. So he keeps popping up every time my hand goes to that snack pouch. But I do have my foot on the leash so that he can't go too far. And again, every time he pops up, I'm asking him to go back down and settle. So after that, he is more engaging. He's ready to go back at work. So we are heading over to the paint station where we were with Ella. And we are stopping periodically because he is seeing people, and I'm wanting to see if he will bark at them and react, or if he will maintain engagement with me. Now, this is a little bit louder over here. There are more people coming and going because this is where the self-checkout station is. So again, I'm asking him to hold a sit because I wasn't sure if he would hold a down yet. So I just step on the leash. So again, he can't just dart anywhere. And I'm asking him to hold a sit and engage with me periodically, which he is phenomenal at. Now, across the way from us is a couple, an employee and a customer having a conversation, pretty animated at conversation. So I'm asking him to hold it down and engage with me and observe everything around us. And he does really, really well with this, actually. And in a second, he's going to pop up and boof. Yep, there it is. There is a dog that I did not see or by the registers, and that's what he is reacting to. But it was just one simple bark. And then he pops up because the dog does cross the aisle and go into the paint section. I couldn't get it on camera, but there is a dog there, and it was a very large pit. But like I said, only one bark, and that was it. So I was very impressed with him. Again, we are at the machine that Ella was the bravest with. So I wanted to see how he would handle this situation as well. He starts off really well here, but then he gets stuck when we move over to try and get him up here. And I believe it is due to the anti-counter surfing we did yesterday. Because of the way that flat bed part is, the metal bed, I believe he thinks it's a counter or a coffee table that he can't get on, because he does offer me sits. He knows the food is there, but he sits immediately, which is the behavior that I was asking for at the coffee table. Even though I'm offering it to him and pointing to it, he does not get up there, so I do lower the snacks, because again, at this point, I'm still thinking it's a confidence issue. It wasn't until later on, watching this back, that I realized it wasn't so much a confidence issue as he thought it was a coffee table. So I am impressed that he retained that from yesterday. So here we are. It's, like I said, it's a combination of handler error and not understanding what it was. And then him just also not understanding a miscommunication error here. But it was kind of fun to see, because he does eventually understand what I'm asking. But before he fully understands what I'm asking, I do offer him other ways to get up onto it. We did have an employee come behind us and start talking to us while he's digging around, and to his credit, he did not bark. He checks them out, but then he goes immediately back to trying to get that kibble that fell underneath. So here I am, again, thinking this was at first a confidence issue, asking him to get up there, and he would not. But then he jumps up here because he finally understood what it was I was asking for. So I was impressed and proud of him for both of those reasons. And then here is the last of his walk, and I was so proud of him because, again, just like Ella, he offered to jump up on this. They both looked for this particular flat bed cart to jump on it. So I was super proud and super impressed with this, so I just offered a bunch of chicken feed. This cart will move more, so that's why he's reacting, because of the way he is trying to get the kibble. So my foot is down by one of the wheels, and I'm trying to hold it steady, but every time he moves, it bumps into my shoe, and it freaks him out by the sound. But I continue to chicken feed him because, again, I want him to be confident in this, because he was the one who initially offered me this behavior. So it does get spooky there, so we decide to end it before he gets too spooked and doesn't want to try again. Our friend Sean who we've met many times on our field trips, is right here. And he just walks right up to him, sniffs him, and no barking whatsoever. And I'm so proud. So proud of this progress that he's made. Sean does try to pet him. That gives him a little boof. But that was it. No obnoxious barking. He is going to bark some more, but not at Sean. He's barking at this machine because it is making a constant beep noise, and it's a large moving object. Again, it's going to look like he's barking at Sean here, but he is not. He's barking at the machine. So what I'm doing is I'm going to move Sean out of the picture, and we're going to look at the machine and realize that it's okay.